Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and today we're going to be doing an update about Orca. I did put a post up on my Facebook page. I'll put the link underneath for any of you out there that haven't seen it, liked it, all that kind of malarkey. Anyway, I put a post up there because I didn't think we'd kind of achieve it, to be perfectly honest with you. I said if we get 100 likes, I'll make a video about Orca straight away because so many people keep asking about it. It's unreal. And yeah, 100 likes later in 15 minutes. I was like, right, okay, then they obviously want an update about this. I best get my backside in gear. So I've moved the test bench of what I was working on, which I might add is the UP7, over there. Brian sat just to the right hand side of the screen because he's here with me at the moment. So yeah, we've had to turn the office upside down. There's now stuff everywhere because we've been throwing stuff all over the place. Just so I can make you an Orca video. Because like I said, there's been a lot of people just going, where's Orca? Where's Orca? Now, maybe when you lot, you know, kind of do your projects and stuff, you might be able to get to do them kind of all at once. But I have to kind of break mine up and I do it in between things. And to be fair, if I've had a manic week, like last week where I was, you know, travelling around all over the place, I had meetings to go to, I had the AMD event to go to, still had reviews to get in and, you know, all the website kind of shenanigans. I didn't really want to, you know, do any kind of Orca work, but I know I do need to get on with it. So I've stopped in to give you a little bit of an update. Now I've got the white fittings in here. Now let me see how far I can zoom you in. Oh, it's going to go straight in. Oh, look at that. Right, so I have got the white fittings, and we'll go back a little bit. I've got the white fittings in. Now this is just to show you what the Bits Power white stuff looks like when it's in there. Because what reason why they're in there, and I've been looking at it. If I bring you back out again, come on remote, dum dum dum. There we go. Right, the reason why I've been putting them in there is I've been trying to work out whether the I want to paint the nickel bits white. And I'm still very, very much undecided about this yet. So I think I'm probably going to even end up waiting until I've maybe even put the board in the actual Stormtrooper for the first time to decide whether that's going to be too much white or not. I really don't know. Another thing, I have been doing some testing with fans. I did at one point have all of the Enermax fans in this running at 12 volt, and it was with all of them in there. For me, it was too loud. The light was nice and bright. I was getting the right kind of effect that I wanted with the LEDs on the fans. That was all pretty good. But when I stepped them down with fan speed reducers, it made the noise better, but the light was quite dim. I would have needed to have added some extra in. So I wasn't 100% happy with that. So I've decided, as I said at the beginning, I didn't know which way I was going to swing. I've decided now to go with the SP120 fans, which I'll obviously use the white rings on. And what I'm going to do is I'm then going to run like a secondary lighting system round, and I'm probably going to end up using the braided NZXT white LED trails. I'm probably going to get a couple of the 2 metre ones, and I'll probably do one on the inside. But I also want some to show up in the roof and down the front of the case as well, to show the fans and the light rings, so that you get an effect inside and out. So I'm probably going to end up getting myself a couple of the 2 metre ones, a couple of the 1 metre ones, both in white LEDs, and then playing around so I can get the lighting 100% right. Now, I didn't show you these before, but these are the blanking plates for the drive bays. I've got one in here, just kind of sat there. In fact, that's so well in there, it's going to be a complete and utter nightmare to get out. I think that's not even going to come out until I drill the case now. And that's the one for the opposite side of the drive bay, and then I've got one for the floor as well, because I'm going to be putting a blank in the floor to clean all the lines up. These will be getting trimmed with white Dynoc carbon fibre. The Dynoc, it's like a satin as well, so it won't have so much of a shine to it, give it a nice little kind of stealthy look. What I said about drilling the case, what I actually need to do is take the floor out of the black one, completely remove the whole of the base, and then I need to drill the blanking plate, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich it between the actual rest of the other case parts. So when the case gets riveted back together, it'll actually be getting held in by all the normal case rivets. So it will hold it all down into place. So I need to do that, and then like I said, this is so well in there now, I might be able to kind of slide it, stroke bend it out. But what I also need to do with these is all the tabs on the outside of the drive bays, they need to be Dremeled off. It's going to wind me up now, I'm going to end up having to get that out in a bit. They'll need to be Dremeled off, so that will sit flush. And the idea is obviously in the white case, with the white carbon fibre, it's just to smooth some of the lines off. Some of you have already kind of asked about the roof of the Trooper because of the handle. If you go back to the 360 guide video that I did of this, I've actually taken out a great deal of material on the handle to give me extra airflow here, and you can have the handle in there, but it doesn't do anything. And a lot of you are just like, you started saying, what's the point in having the handle there if you can't use it? Well, I'm not going to be moving my case, boys and girls. So the reason to have it there was just for aesthetics. There's not really, I have tried playing with mesh and stuff around here, and you still need the handle there. I'm really not interested in using this to be picking my case up. It was just something for me personally. It wasn't essential. You know, it wasn't essential. I don't need to be picking this up at all. So I've just kept it there to keep the lines clean. And then I may try and infill with some mesh, but I have to admit I'm really not that fussed about this bit. It's nice to have the airflow going through. I'm going to be cutting out the hex section of the roof anyway. The mesh will still be there, but the hexagon bits, they're going to be coming out, so it'll be a more open mesh area. So we've done that. The other thing is we've obviously got the Orca logo, which is amazing, which Alan did for me yet again. Alan was actually the guy that did the design for the Nürburgring logo and the Nürburgring, the start, like the flash start that we had. It was all animated. And me and Alan get on really well now. He's actually quit his job. He now does web design and basically kind of like design work for a living now. He's got his own website called Yarn Web Design. If you notice on the YouTube channel, he actually does my YouTube channel skins as well. Got a lot of time for Alan. But anyway, he did the Orca logo again. He knew it was special to me, and he did it really quickly as well. And it's quite a basic logo, but I really like it. And it's gone down with everybody else really well as well. So well that I was actually quite a bit surprised that no one really had anything bad to say about it, which, let's face it, for YouTube is a pretty good sign really, because generally people will find something to moan about of everything. Anyway, what we're going to do with the front is I'm going to get a white plate, probably maybe even a bit of the white die knock, put in the front, and we are going to have the Orca logo on the front. The one thing that I don't know is what I want to do is get the birth date and death date of my mum done to go with this as well, and I don't know whether the Orca is going to be a bit too small. So I need to get this plate sorted, and then I need to get down to the sign shop and see how small they can go with the text, because I used to work at an engineering, well, we made signs basically. I used to manage all the work around the factory. We did enamel signs actually, but we did do vinyl signs. So I've had a lot of, I've done a lot of work with vinyl in the past, and the problem is with the letters you still have to lift the excess material off. It's called weeding. So you have a big sheet of say A4, and then it cuts out, so you get all the little cuts, but then you have to pull what material, like the vinyl, that you don't want, and then it leaves a text behind. Now the smaller you get with those letters and numbers, the harder it is when you start to weed it, because they all kind of lift out together. So asking them to do not only the whale design, but then the Orca lettering, and then some really tiny letters and numbers here to show the days that she was born and died, is going to be a really big ask. So I need to go down and work out, if we can do it, how's the best way to do it. I may even end up having to get, rather than it being like a vinyl decal, which will mean it's all cut out, I may end up just having to get a vinyl sticker printed instead. But these are some of the things that I want to make sure that I get done properly, and it just needs me, you know, to get out of the office for a couple of hours and go and speak to the sign guys and talk about it. Worst comes to worst, I may go back to my old work with a packet of donuts and see if I can get my mate up there to do it for me, because I know he won't mind spending a little bit of extra time, you know, making sure the weeding's done absolutely perfectly, especially considering what I want to do with it. So we've got all that. The radiators, I have been trying to get the radiators that I wanted in white. I've been pestering Aquatuning like no one's business. I don't think they're going to be turning up, or, you know, going to be getting said yes to anytime soon, which is a shame, because I think the white radiators would have gone extra better with the black fans. But if we have to work with it, we have to work with it. That's not a problem. People did keep asking me about the like the bits power stuff, like the reservoir that I'm going to be using for the D5 in the bottom. This was something I pretty much based the design of the rig around, because I really like this D5 design. It's actually got quite a tall, I think this is 250 millimeters tube res on the top. You can get these in smaller sizes if you want. You can also get them in 400mm massive sizes for anyone that's, you know, maybe putting it outside or got something enormous like a Case Labs case or something like that. But these are great, and I really do like the idea of these, where you can get them in the bottom of your case and you've got a decent tube style res, place that you can put a fill port in the top if you want, return lines and exit points, you know, to get the flow going out. This really is going to make my life quite easy, and it will go really nice right up against the front radiator there as well. It's a big thanks to Bits Power, really, although it did take well, years really in the end to get the white fittings. I do think they are going to work immensely well with this rig, and I am taking my time with it. I'm not kind of like spending every day on it, but I keep going back and giving it fresh looks, because like I said, with the paint, at the moment, I have to admit, I think that I am just going to build it like this, and maybe if I was to ever go back down the water block painting route like I did with M&R years ago, I may do it with something different. I think with this it may be a bit too much white if I start chucking white water blocks in there as well, although the white water blocks with the Delrin stroke acrylic tops on the coolants blocks probably would go really nice. But the chrome, trying to explain to you the way my head's working, the nickel plating in my head is going to go really well with the silver tops on the Dominator Platinums, and it does help kind of break it up quite a bit. So it's just so that, you know, there's something else in there that kind of matches, and I don't want to kind of overpower it with too much white, because obviously the whole case is going to be white anyway, so it might be nice just to have a couple of different bits in there. And also when the white LEDs go on inside, it will give something for that to kind of reflect off of and give it, you know, more of a moody look and stuff. So it might be best off left that way. So the only real changes are, I've shown you the plates, the blanking plates, and how they're going to work. I think these are going to make a massive difference to the overall look of the case. Obviously I'm switching over to the SP120s. With the SP120s I can happily run them at 12 volts because they're the quiet edition ones. If I want to get stupidly, you know, quiet with it and have it just running so that you hardly know the bloody thing's on at all, then obviously I will be able to run the fan speed reducers on them, you know, if needs be. But I know what these are like because I use them in interim at the moment, and they're all on 12 volts and it doesn't bother me really much at all. I think really when this is built I'm going to be hearing the pump, if anything. So that's it. So that's pretty much our Orca update. I do need to get my butt in gear. From this point, what I need to do is drill the bottom of the case out, test fit the bottom plate, maybe get the holes marked and drilled for when I do the white one. Because really, when I get the white one out, it literally will be getting stripped down straight away. Bits being cut, the roof will get modded, the actual roof top will get all cut out so that I get the extra airflow with the fans. It'll be chopping the drive bays and marking all those out. Brand new flooring straight away, all those kind of things will get done, and that will probably end up getting done in a weekend, to be fair. So we'll go from having a stock trooper to something that's almost ready to get built quite rapidly. I'm a bit disappointed now because I've got 2 weeks until the anniversary of Mum passing. It's 5 years this year, and I was hoping to have it done by then, but because of all the reviews and like delays on stuff, I don't think I've got a hope in hell's chance really of being able to pull this off by then, and still do the rig justice. But yeah, don't worry guys, it is still being done. I'm just doing it, I pick it up and put it down when I've got time to do stuff. This isn't a top priority for me. The main reviews and doing other things really are, I'll keep, you know, picking this in and out, because I've got interim. This really is like, I want to make sure it's done right, so I'm not just going to plough in, make everything else suffer, and then maybe rush it. So I will, you know, I am just going to do it as and when the time is right. But anyway, I really need to get off, and me and VB need to get back to testing the UP7. But as promised, this is your Orca update video. Hopefully next time I will have something for you a little bit more progressed and for you all to get a little bit more excited about. Don't forget to check the TTL Facebook page and go and take a look at you know, the way things are going on the OC 3D forums. But for now at least, this is Tiny Tom Logan with another video for you out. Ding!